It's now down to hours before the 2020 United States presidential elections. Both candidates spent the last week fighting it out in battleground states. Donald Trump and his Democratic rival Joe Biden are leaving no stone unturned in the key state of Pennsylvania. This is the state which Trump narrowly won last time against Hillary Clinton. Let's take a listen to this report.
President Donald Trump began his campaign sprint of battleground states in chilly Michigan. 4 years ago, Trump took this state, breaking the Democratic Party's so-called blue wall in this nation's industrial Rust Belt. As Election Day approaches, national polls show he's trailing Biden.
Thank you very much. I love you too.
He told supporters he saved this state's car industry, that he'd keep refugees away, and continued his attacks on the former vice president.
Biden will plunge America and the world into one ridiculous war after another. You know, he thinks he's a tough guy. Remember what he said a year ago? I'd like to take him behind the bar. You know what? Boom. I didn't even have to close. I just, ding, he's gone.
In Pennsylvania, Joe Biden focused on taking back a state the president won by just over 44,000 votes last election. As part of a nationwide effort to mobilize the black vote, he told people there's too much on the line to sit it out. Communities of color have been hit particularly hard by the COVID-19 pandemic. The former vice president says he'll confront all forms of inequality.
We're going to address systemic racism and build real economic opportunity of equality for the black community. The blinders have been taken off. The American people have seen. They've seen how bad things are.
Trump's whistle-stop tour saw him in Iowa, Georgia and Florida. His message for voters didn't change at any of the rallies. In North Carolina, he once again said he'll keep the economy open, despite rising coronavirus infections.
Now Biden wants a cruel and very heartless nationwide shutdown. It won't affect you because you're already shut down. I don't know what the heck. What's going on with your state? Are you ready to open up? I think so, huh?
More than 90 million voters have already cast their ballots, but the U.S. Postal Service is struggling to deliver many on time. The U.S. judge has now issued an order for the service to take extraordinary measures to get ballots delivered. If the processing of mail-in ballots slows, especially in battleground states, it may lead to long legal battles. In more than half the states, including here in Florida, mail-in ballots don't count if they arrive after Election Day. The Postal Service says its employees know it's all hands on deck, but neither candidate nor voters want to see a delay in results. Andy Gallagher, Al Jazeera, Miami, Florida.
Now, as the United States gets all set to elect its 46th president, pollsters are witnessing an unprecedented enthusiasm from new voters to cast their mandate. In a bid to garner that, both Republicans as well as the Democrats have been on an overdrive to woo these voters. Take a listen. First-time voters, second-time voters. The youth in America is more keen to vote this time than they ever have. A survey of Americans between 18 to 29 showed that 63% will definitely vote this time around, compared to 47% during 2016 presidential election. India Today learned that it is not so much a vote of confidence for Biden than it is to get Trump out that is driving many voters to polling booths.
I voted Biden more so to vote Trump out. I don't know if I really had a top choice in my mind throughout the election, but in the end, I did vote for Biden because he is just an overall better candidate than Trump.
On the issue of the recent race-related issues, violence and immigration, children of immigrant parents have a very strong position on the Republican Party's policies.
This presidential election was my first time voting, and I voted for Joe Biden to be the next president. To me, the top issues that the country are facing today are immigration, especially being the son of two immigrant parents, healthcare and how to make it affordable for all, and the rights of marginalized groups of people in the United States and how to prioritize those rights. To me, voting for Joe Biden was both a conscious effort to put him into office and also a negative vote towards Trump.
It is a real thumbs down for Trump when it comes down to the issue of climate change and environment and how the administration handled the coronavirus pandemic.
As a marine biology student, the issue of greatest importance to me when choosing a candidate for this election is environmental policy. On the Trump side, he really hasn't put any goals or action in place towards combating climate change. And one of the things that stuck out a lot to me was that with the California wildfires, he said that we should be picking up more leaves.
On the question of handling the pandemic, most areas around universities and the student population have not appreciated the current government's attitude in handling the situation.
The issues that are most important to me in this election are definitely the handling of COVID-19, because I've experienced that on a personal level. My whole family was sick with the virus back in March. And I know family friends who actually passed away from it, and it's really heartbreaking. And the numbers just keep getting worse and worse in our country. And I don't think Trump or his administration is handling it well at all. And so I really hope that Biden would make it better if he becomes president.
For many, all this has translated into more enthusiasm about voting in the 2020 presidential polls.
Well, for starters, we are likely to see many previous non-voters going to the polls this time. Experts predict a record turnout of 150 million people. That's about 65% of the electorate, the highest since 1908. And young voters are likely to make a significant part of this active voter turnout.
Now, the United States will soon elect its 46th president amid the coronavirus pandemic, which has taken the country by storm. United States has now once again recorded the highest daily rate of new COVID cases in the world. 100,000 people have now tested positive for COVID-19. Take a listen.
I think it's going to be a very interesting 3 days. It's going to be a very interesting Tuesday. You have a big red wave that has formed, as you probably noticed.
Off once more into the blue to raise his red tide. Donald Trump camped out for day -3 in one state alone.
This is the state that will save the American dream.
The state is Pennsylvania. 4 rallies in 4 counties prove he's throwing everything at it to defend the slender 44,000 vote margin he won by there 4 years ago. In cold country up north, Joe Biden's in hot pursuit, putting the old presidential team back together.
Hello, Detroit!
Their project? To expose what they call presidential failure to tackle the pandemic.
COVID, he's complaining. He's jealous of COVID's media coverage.
COVID just guaranteed itself a lot more coverage. It's sweeping with a daily force neither America nor the world has seen before. Record daily positives of 100,000. They're only the known cases. Those studying them fear the true rate's probably higher in an exponential growth phase. These aren't figures Donald Trump will care to dwell on, but for the Biden campaign and any American who cares about the spread of the virus, they can't be ignored. The pandemic is back front and centre at the sharp end of this election, and even though early voter turnout is high, there are still at least 50 million people who'll get to ponder these numbers before they cast their ballot.
Because of our relentless efforts, the recovery rate right now on COVID or the China virus or the China plague is 99.7%. Take the vote. 99.7%.
This guy tells us it's going away. Only thing to make it go away if he goes away.
The urge to purge seems strong all round.
Look at that.
A Texan truck-mounted push and shove on a Biden-emblazoned convoy is a reminder of the fleeting dangers when mobs mobilise.
Yeah.
Donald Trump's response, a tweet. I love Texas, the president enthused. Greg Jennett, ABC News, Washington.
Keep watching the unparalleled US election coverage with 3 international powerhouses on November 3rd and November 4th, only on India Today.
It's 2020's biggest rodeo. And it's no holds barred.
We can't lock ourselves up in a basement like Joe does.
Come on. It's hard to get any word in with this clown.
This is supposed to be a debate based on fact and truth.
I'm not going to answer the question
Why
because...
would you answer that?
Would you shut up, man?
Listen.
Because of the incompetence of this administration. Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking.
Well,
I'm speaking.
What's there for India? Truly global perspective on the US elections with the most experienced team. Watch Unparalleled US election coverage on India Today in partnership with Al Jazeera, ABC News and Voice of America.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.